All right, cool. Yo, what's going on,
What's
ladies
up?
and gentlemen?
What's happening? We live, baby.
How y'all doing today?
Man, hope y'all doing all right, man. Hope y'all ready for a good one. Get ready for a good one. Hope y'all having a good Tuesday, man. Staying safe.
Yeah,
Those in
man.
the metropolitan Detroit area, I know we got a lot of power outages and everything, so just bear with you.
Yeah, a lot of people been stressing out about the power,
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully everybody get everything back in order in a
Yeah,
timely fashion because I know this is affecting a lot of people's homes.
exactly. Especially when we ain't got no heat, no
Yeah,
AC.
yeah, no AC.
Yeah, it's miserable, bro.
Yeah.
That's for sure. How your day been, bro?
Actually, it's been cool, man. I was stressing out about the whip, but other than that, man, I wasn't even stressing to be honest with you. I learned how to let stuff go, stuff that's out of my control. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been good. I went to work in a good mood, got some good laughs at work. We got a new person that started up, so
Oh, they got a new
that
hire?
yeah, so she funny as hell. So
That's
it
what's up.
that was cool. It was cool. She was funnier than what I thought she was gonna be. Real slick at the mouth. She be talking greasy.
Alright,
But
that's
she
what's
be
up.
talking greasy to the right ones. Like it be the
Right.
people that be deserving it. So yeah.
You couldn't even all disrespect me, bro.
Right.
Just talking a little jazz.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she told me. She told this one dude, man, he be sneaking. So she told her, he was training her, so she told him, like, hey, look, I'm gonna learn this job, but you better back up off me. What's going on,
Yeah,
man?
real.
What's going on?
It's what's
Nothing much.
up.
Good.
How you
Doing
doing?
alright?
How you doing
Yep, how
today?
about y'all?
Oh yeah, we good. You hear us good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect,
Can you
perfect.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We real good. How was your day?
It was good. I'm just running in the house. I was out looking for me a car.
Oh, man. Huh?
Okay, dear, what you say?
She said she was doing something with her car.
Oh,
I said I was out looking for a car.
I was
You
looking
said you're
for a
looking
car.
for your car.
Huh?
What kind of car are you trying to get?
I don't know, because I got a BMW truck now, so, anything that I get or look at is kind of mediocre.
Oh, I get what you're
Compared-
saying. Compared to the Beamer.
Got to be luxury.
Yeah, I get what
Yeah, and everything I got in, I'm like, yeah, no.
you got.
But I don't want the premium gas anymore, and I don't want the maintenance anymore. So I gotta learn how to be like, okay, well, you're stepping down. It's okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So before we get into this topic, man, uh, is your girl Devon ready?
Yeah, I told her we were gonna, how we do our little icebreaker thing, and then I was gonna,
Okay, bet. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That's cool. All
yeah.
right. Well, look, I had a question for y'all, real quick. How do y'all feel about like how serious are y'all about wearing y'all wedding rings? Like, do y'all like let's say your spouse don't wear hers, or you make a mistake and don't wear yours, or whatever the case may be. How hard are y'all about that situation?
I go first. I'm extremely hard right now. Like, I ain't gonna say it right now. But I'm extremely hard. It's been times where I left my ring at the crib and I'm like 15 minutes out. And I just been so used to wearing it. And I'm like, man, I just feel out of place. I just feel like I have to have it on. So I go back to the crib and put that shit on. It's been sometimes I have left it, but I still felt a certain way. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So yeah, I'm hard on myself about that. And even with my spouse, I don't like it when she accidentally leaves it either.
Gotcha.
She's like, I want you to have that shit on. And she wears the wedding band and like, I still got a ring on. And it's like, nah, that ain't enough. I want you to wear the whole damn package. Shit.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. What about you, man?
Well, I sleep in my ring. I do everything in my ring. This thing it never comes off. Now I don't know what it is about men, but Richard, he has taken it off. He has like the stretchy ones too, just in case he's like working out or something like that. And then he got like the one that we had when we got married. Then he got one like when we got engaged. He got two of those. when we got engaged, he got a ring, 2 rings too, and then he got the stretchy bands, and then of course his other ring. But sometimes he'll take it off and put it in the jewelry cleaner and forget it, and I'd be like, I'm gonna need you to put that ring on. Like he come home working out the ring, I'm like, what's the problem? He's like, I left here. Don't leave it. Don't leave your ring. Don't leave.
I feel you. You know, at first I was hard about the ring because it was a lot for one, and then on top of that, my thing was, hey, look, this the marriage that I know for sure I'm taking serious, so you better keep this ring on. But then as time passed on, I started to learn, like, okay, I understand. Like my wife, for instance, she'll not wear her ring if her nails not done because the ring would draw attention to her hands. So I'm like, at first I'm like, man, you want some bullshit. But then as time went on and I got to looking at her nails when it was hit, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You all right. You ain't got to wear it. It's cool. So I'm a little more lenient than what I used to be, you know, about wearing the ring. Now, me, I work with my hands, and a lot of times my weight fluctuates most of the time, so my ring don't even fit sometimes. I wear it around my chain, something like that, like something to let people know, like, hey, look, I am married. Just because it ain't on my finger don't mean I ain't rocking it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little more lenient. Of course, she's lenient. She really ain't got no choice, you know, given what be going on. So I understand, you know. But I'm not too hard about it though. About wearing the ring, you know. My only problem would be is if the ring like got misplaced, I would be pissed.
Yeah. That's why I consider this wear this shit, because when you don't wear it, that's how shit happens.
Yeah.
Regardless on how you try to, all right, I got it here in this pocket, I got it here in that pocket. There's always a situation where you forget something.
Right.
Or it's in that space and you forgot to put it there. So now it's just gonna be sitting there and you don't where that bitch at.
Right.
Now, a couple days, couple weeks going by, oh shit, here it is.
Right.
So I just say wear it, man. Like, you bought it, wear it.
Right. I feel you on that. What's going on?
We got a comment about that. 8 Holly 333 said a ring is only a symbol. Been married 30 plus years. And he said he don't wear it to work, but if he go out, he wears it.
That's what's up. That's cool. And you know what? That's another thing too. Like, it's cool to like wear it when you know for sure you about to go out somewhere, especially somewhere nice. You know, yeah. I really, for some reason, it's weird, but I really care more about wearing my ring when I'm out and about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I say, like, I had to go right back to the house. Like, it's just something about having that ring, having this ring on when I'm out and about. I gotta have my shit on. I don't feel completely honestly really bad. You know,
I feel you. We can go ahead and get into this topic, man.
Okay.
Girl in here.
Devonna, if you, because I saw her on here, you can request to join now, Devonna.
There she go. What's going on? Yeah, get this topic started.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Miss Diva.
Hello.
Oh yeah, sorry. We about to get the interview started first. Ivana, how you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Welcome to Uncomfortable Conversations.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
No doubt.
So what got you into singing?
The universe. I think I came out the womb wanting to entertain and bring joy to other people. Before I knew what singing and entertaining was, I was doing it. So some people learn and some people are just gifted. And I am very, very thankful and grateful to have been just gifted.
What type of music do you do? R&B, gospel, all around?
So I am in the process of a genre change. I was working on an album about 6 years ago, and it was pop. It was what the record labels were looking for from me. I had that deal on the table. I had that opportunity. As a matter of fact, I think it was longer than that because my son is now 11 and he was about 3. And in order for me to accept this deal, I would have had to give up a life with him. They were going to dictate every single choice that I made, down to the foods that I ate, to the way that I worked out and everything. Growing up, you know, everyone, oh, you need to sing soul, you need to do gospel. And so singing in church every Sunday, singing in church every Wednesday, every Thursday, you know, I definitely wanted to get as far away from that genre as possible. And what's further away from that than pop, right? So when the opportunity landed in my lap, I was very excited about it. And then when they sent the contract about 200-page thick, I guess they don't think artists are going to read that, but I have a heck of a team and we read it, and it was just something that I didn't accept. Do I sit and think about that? Like, where would I be? Absolutely. But I have a beautiful family and team that supports me now. And I have my own band now. I run the show. We don't do anything that I don't want to do. So now we do a little R&B, soul. We do a little pop here and there because I do enjoy pop. But I can't tell you what genre I'm in because I'm not in a box. I'll do a jazz show. I'll do a country show. It's where the money is. That's where I'll go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Death.
I like the versatility.
Yes.
What keeps you motivated?
Prior to having children, what kept me motivated was, again, the love of the art. But now I'm just going to say this. My motivation comes from wanting to spread love to others and to showing my children that whatever your dream, whatever your passion is, no matter how old you are, keep going. Keep trying to pursue it because there's only one you.
Definitely.
That's what's up. I like that. Now, are your kids into singing?
My son couldn't sing if you lit a match under him. No, absolutely not. But my daughter, she is 5, and my husband and I are noticing vocal ability. I'm talking, so I have a show coming up, and so I am learning the set list. I'm learning these songs, and I'm talking about, this is a 70s, 80s set list that they're requesting. And she's right beside me singing these lyrics and hitting these notes. I'm talking Aretha Franklin, Shaka Khan, and I'm looking at her like, girl, I need you on stage doing backup with me. So my daughter, yes. My son, no, he doesn't sing. He did play keyboard for a little while, but the game has got a hold of him. So he's a true gamer.
Definitely.
Let's go.
2K.
Yeah. That's cool. And how long has it been now since you've been singing?
I started singing professionally when I was about 15 years old. And when I say professionally, it was out of my mom's basement, out of family events. When I started making money at doing it, I was about 15 years old. And I stopped when I had my son because I wanted to devote my time to him. And then when I had my daughter 5 years ago, I stopped again to spend that time with her. So both of them, I got them to about age 5, school age, and then I started back. So she just turned 5 in May, and I have been booming ever since. There hasn't been a month that someone hasn't called for us to do a show or something. So about May, June, July, August, September, we're here. So 4 months strong. I've been really busy.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. You hit off into like the hip hop and R&B, like the Mary J scene.
Not really. Not really. I am, when I step off stage, I am a gardener. I like to be in my yard. I like to be in the kitchen cooking, working on my fitness, helping other people achieve their health and fitness goals. I'm not, yeah, I don't really go out. I'm not in the scene. If it's not about money, you won't see me there.
That's a good way to
It's money.
Yeah.
You know, time to waste.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest challenge since you've been in the industry?
My biggest challenge, me. I am my most hardest critic. I am I believe my family and friends, they may not necessarily have always understood the music that I've done, but they've always supported. But my voice doesn't sound like anybody else's. I don't, if you turn on the radio, I don't sound like anybody that's on the radio. And so growing up, either you love my voice or you didn't. And for me, that was really hard. Even sometimes today when I'm singing, I'm just like, oh, I don't like to hear myself replayed. And everybody else is looking at me like, girl, you just did awesome. So I am my biggest obstacle. I am my biggest critic. And it is a battle each and every day to just tell myself how awesome I am in that realm. And I'm pretty awesome. Yeah.
I agree.
Say you've gotten in your own way at times with that mentality. Basically, like what I mean by that is, like, since you're such a harsh critic, you could be sitting on something nice, a song you already did, but you like, and somebody else might really, really dig it. Think you get it?
So I have a couple of those songs. They are very near and dear to my heart, but I'm not ready to release them. They're not, first of all, they are about 10 years old. I did them at a different point in my life, but I have people who rock with me hard. And even when I don't do music, they're hitting me up. And I'm not talking about family and friends. I'm talking about fans who have heard the things that I've done when I was putting out things on a regular basis, and they will still hit me up like, yo, can you please release this or do that? I have absolutely gotten in my way because I'm like, the music industry, the entertainment industry is a dirty, dirty, dirty game. And I am very, very cautious about how I move within that realm because I have children. And I don't want them to be exposed to anything. We live out far from everybody and everything for a reason. I like my solitude. It took me a long time to get here, but this keeps me motivated. This solitude keeps me out of my mind. And some people couldn't sit like this, but I can because it kind of helps me stay out of my own way. But to answer your question, absolutely. I have done it a few times, and my music manager, she will probably tell you right now that I'm still doing it. She is pushing me to really release some things that are about 10 years old. And I'm like, no, that I'm not there anymore. And she's like, yo, people need to hear this. So yeah, I'm kind of still standing in my way, but I'm working on some better things, some things for us now, because I think that the music that I was working on before was for, when I was younger, when I was 20, 25, I'm 30 or 40 now. So I'm working on things for my audience because a 20-year-old can't relate to being married and having kids and having heartache and the things that you do go through in a marriage. It's not perfect. It's work. You got to work on it every day. I don't think a 20-year-old, unless they're an old soul and they are married and have kids, I don't think your average today's 20-year-old can relate to that.
Yeah, you're right about that. This is my last question, and anybody else that have any can answer whatever. But have your surroundings ever discouraged you from making music? Like as far as the people that you thought were your
Yes.
support system.
Absolutely. So when you are in an entertainment field, when you're in business, period, you have to be very wary of those that are around you. And I just remember a few times being at parties and I'm thinking I'm going in to work, to network, to get to the next level within my career. And I am a female. I have a nice body. That is kind of hard in the industry because I don't want to be a bitch all the time. I'm not sure if I can say that on here, but I don't want to be mean all of the time. But Most people, oh, you're from Detroit, you got a nasty attitude, this, that, and the third. No, I'm letting you know that you can't come for me, because you will try me like I'm a hoe, and I'm not. I came here to be about my business. So your circle is supposed to protect you from that. My circle hasn't always protected me from that. So whenever you're in business, it's not just entertainment, but whenever you're in business, it's very, very important to surround yourself with people, not yes men, but just with people who are going to support you truly. They may not necessarily see your full vision, but they believe in you and your art and whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And when you're wrong, they'll step up and they'll tell you that I'm wrong. That's what I love about Cornelia. She has been in my corner a million times. She's heard music that no one else has ever laid ears on. And she's been straight up with me, girl, no, I don't like that. I don't really vibe with that. But yes, I think this is a banger and you should really do something with it. Your circle is very important, no matter your realm. Your circle is very important.
Definitely.
Have you worked with anybody in the industry at all? Not even.
It was a gentleman. No, I don't have any big named artists that I've ever worked with. There was a gentleman, I'm not really sure. We didn't release our song, but his name was Baby Boy. He was a singer, really, really hot in Atlanta when I met him and we were doing our thing. But his vision, again, about your circle, his vision wasn't the same as mine. So we ended up going our separate ways, and the song was hot. I mean, it was absolutely hot, but when our agendas don't align, we can't collaborate.
Yeah, try it. Y'all not here on the same page.
Right.
It's not gonna work at all.
Correct.
Period.
Yeah, that's what anything. Nate, you got any questions?
Yeah, so I want to know, like, okay, so besides singing, is there anything else that you do?
So I also own my own printing customization. I do t-shirts, I do coffee mug, you name it and I can do it. I help my husband with his business. We also have a traveling agency. He does security. I'm a full-time mom. I work full-time. I'm keto coaching off and on from time to time. So yes, I am a very, very busy person, and I don't have many friends. Like my friends are very few.
You sounds like you got your business mind on right now. It's lonely at the time, especially when you have a vision for yourself and your family.
Right.
You really got time to be worried about friends anyway. The issue is the money. And it seems like
Right.
Right.
that's what's up. Generate right. You try to build that generational wealth and you dealing with having in all those businesses. Yeah, you not really, really too much care about friends either. You know, you got your close knit people, you got your husband, you got your, your family, then you got your homegirls, and that may be like 2 or 3. So that's all you really need, that true support.
You're on the right path, though. Keep going.
Let me tell you, my homegirls, every single one of my friends have a position within my court. Like a really good friend of mine is my designer. When you see me step out, she's putting that outfit together. Another friend, she makes sure that my makeup is on point. Like, I feel like one thing for sure is if I'm gonna eat, my circle's gonna eat as well. And so when I know something, I feel very fortunate to pass that knowledge along. And if I'm asking you for something, I need you to do the same for me, because I want us to grow together. We're not crabs in a bucket. That mindset is 1920s. Like, we need to help each other out in all arenas. And so I am very fortunate and thankful that the small team that I have rocks with me, and anything I could do to help them and support them, I absolutely will.
Definitely.
Any more questions?
I got more. I'm just trying to figure out how you balancing being a mom, working full time and double time, having these businesses. Like, how do you balance it all in 24 hours? Like, how is it like? And single.
Sometimes I don't balance it. Sometimes I go off in a corner and I have me a drink. My R&R is, so my other half is just as he is more ambitious than I. Like, I was willing to set my career down to help him achieve everything that he wanted. And he was like, no, you're too good at what you do to set your career down. So we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure it out together. So when I have, band rehearsal, I'm calling a sister, I'm calling a friend. Hey, can you keep these kids? I'll pay you. So guess what? That's money in their pocket. If I am unable to complete a project as far as a shirt or something like that, and I do have a few other friends that are in the same business, I'll call them. Hey, I just had this 20 shirt order. Is this something that you will be able to take? So I try not to be superwoman, because I think that as Black and browns, we're expected, especially women, we're expected to be super women. And that can be really hard. I've been to dark places. I've sat in a corner and just boohoo cried because I didn't know my left from right. And so again, that comes with knowing the importance of your team. And so if there is something that I am not able to do, then I definitely have to reach out to someone in my organization. Hey girl, can you handle this for me? Because I have XYZ to do.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
I have a comment about what you guys were talking about right before I jumped on that wedding ring. So I am very guilty of losing mine all the time.
Oh, no. All the time.
When I say all the time, I scatterbrain. I lose my car keys so much. The mister put an Apple Finder on it. That's how much. But I'm telling you, at least once a week, I gotta press that button to find my keys. So, like, it's no big deal, isn't it? Huh?
You need the Apple ring, huh? They got.
I do. I'm gonna mention that. I absolutely do. I need an Apple ring because.
That's probably what you need.
No. He already tracking my phone. I don't need him tracking my ring.
At least we'll be able to find it.
You're right. You will be.
Your cousin about to say, let me make a phone.
Well, let's get into this topic, man. Yvonne, you wanted to speak on double standards. What made you come up with this topic?
Me and a friend were actually having this conversation the other day. So I know some people are going to come for me, and that's fine. That's fine. This is definitely my opinion. I watched P-Valley season 2, and I had to basically fast forward through some scenes. I couldn't take it. I couldn't stomach it. I just couldn't. Love who you love, live how you live, right? But it got me to thinking. It is acceptable for me to have a girlfriend in my relationship. Like if I be like, baby, I want a girlfriend, he'd be like, woohoo, yeah, let's do it. He couldn't come to me and tell me he wanted a boyfriend. That just ain't happening.
No.
So that is a total double standard. And another one that I was thinking about is, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You absolutely can. But they said, like it's not, it's even today, it's not acceptable, even with the Instagrams and the da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's still frowned upon for a woman to just be out and just free versus men. And so it was just like, what other double standards are there out there? Because I'm very guilty of the first one. First of all, I don't like females. Let me say that. But I'm just saying, like, if I went to my other half and I said, baby, I wanted a girlfriend, he would probably look at me sideways like, are you joking? But he would be like, bring her on in, let me meet her. You know what I'm saying? But it couldn't be the other way. I would like, boy, bye. You and him got to go. Like, so that was the biggest one for me.
Okay. Now me personally, I really don't understand the double standard as far as, women down upon for, you know, being out there, but men get praised for it. I never understood it. I felt like, hey, look, you live freely, I live freely. Let's just come together and deal with each other how we're gonna deal with each other. Like it shouldn't be no judgment there. Because the way I see it, I don't want nobody that can't be on my level sexually. What am I gonna do with you? Now I could teach you some stuff, but if I teach you some stuff you can't keep up, again, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I feel like if somebody was out there, if somebody had a whole past, men and women, a man and a woman, they should be able to come together and make something work out, and there shouldn't be no judgment. Now, some people are into that type of stuff, some people are not. Like the term, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Okay, fine. You might not be able to turn a hoe into a housewife, but she can still be somebody you can depend on. So that's how I look at it.
I get it, cuz I get what you're saying. But when it comes down to a woman and talking about the past, like I just don't see no man unless it's just a man who really truly really don't give a fuck.
Right.
And is not the best possible looker himself. Probably some women would say a low grade type of dude. I just don't see no guy like myself or anybody of our calibers just wifing a bust down. Like I don't see if a chick was dead. You know, I was in college, I was bust down by the football team, basketball team, and lacrosse team, and all these teams, and everybody on campus, and you just like, oh, you know what, baby, you know what, you're so beautiful. I'm just gonna look past that. It's okay. Let's watch those. Let's watch all that obey like your guy. No, you're not doing that, bro. I don't see no other guy like myself over like that's gonna accept that.
Well,
that's
why women lie though.
It's just that see with me with double standards, I don't too much pay attention to them. It's just that's just the way of life. Shit just not fair.
Yeah, life ain't fair.
This shit ain't fair. And when it comes to sex, you know, when women want the equality with that, well, men do it. Why can't we do it? It's because y'all don't take sex the same as men. Like I hate when a woman say, "Oh yeah, I hate that." How? You're getting penetrated. So what did you hit?
Right.
You're getting hit every single time.
Right.
So you can't.
I hit that.
Shit that's just unfair, and you just can't do what men. Men can't do. Men just can't do what women do, and women just can't do what men do. You can try it, you can do it, but then you go have that stigma on you, and then you go be ran down, and then you about 30, 40, 50 years old, and you still lonely.
Not true. I disagree. I disagree with that because there's men. It's just not your cup of tea, but there are men out there that has wifed up a bust down. Sometimes you got to think about it. Like
it probably was a pimp.
No. There are things that happen in women's lives that you don't understand. Probably she could have been looking for love and didn't want to really be a bust down, but she thought this was her way of getting love, right? And
Right.
the older she became, she started realizing things about herself, and then she decided that, I'm gonna go get help, or I understand that this is not right. And then, now she's labeled this to this man, but this man over here sees something different in her. He knows when he got to know her, he saw her
value and her worth. Yeah,
he saw her, and so yes, her background shows that there was something was going on. But when you get to know this person deep down inside and get to know the history, get to know what was going on, and you like, oh dang, because things happen and you don't quite understand. No, she was probably a bust down because she wanted to be, but this was because it sad to say, there are women who believe that this is love when they're younger. Some even when they're older because they had never got over it. So they're still looking for love and still doing it wrong. It's doing it wrong, but but this is what they're looking for. They're feeling like it's right at the moment. And then at the end, when they start thinking about it, they feel bad. And then because there's a man that's saying, oh, hell no, you fuck 20 niggas. I'm not messing with you. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then now they feel even worse. Now this is going to be
right. The self-esteem level goes way down when I'm expected to accept you for all of your faults, for everything that you've done, but you're not willing to accept me for my past discretions and my mistakes, my not knowing. If I wasn't taught how to love, if I wasn't taught the appropriate way to be a lady or to be a woman or to be a wife, that's something that I don't know. But okay, so I met this lady and I'm watching how she moves. There's something different about her. My mother never did this. She never taught me this. Also, what I've been doing is wrong all of this time. Let me rethink and reiterate what I do. That's why, and I say this, that's why it is very important for a man to be a father to his son. Chivalry isn't dead, but it does take a father to teach his son that, just like it takes a mother to teach her daughters how to be a lady. I'm not even going to say a mother. I'm going to say a mother figure or a woman. Like, I could have been completely brokenhearted. How about this? How about I could have just not gave a fuck? Like, yeah, you saying what you saying, but now you done met me 20 years later. I am beautiful. I'm balling. I have all of my stuff together. You fall head over heels in love with me, not knowing my past. Not knowing that I've overcome so much hurt and pain and indiscretion. But you head over heels in love with me, right? So you mean to tell me that you're going to walk away from me because of my past when I've been everything that you've ever wanted me to be?
That's why I said what I said in the beginning. Now, do you think, given your example, right? Do you believe that that's why most women lie about their numbers?
Absolutely. Women lie about their numbers for that exact reason, because first of all, I just had this conversation the other day. It's just so funny, right? So women are taught, and especially in my family, like sex was taboo. Like you don't really talk about it. You're made to please the man. Fuck y'all. What about me? What about what I want? What about how I feel? Like, do you know how old I was when I really was like, this is what an o's supposed to feel like?
Exactly.
Wow. Right? So again, it also comes down, like, you can't, it's gonna hurt your feelings if your daughter out here and she busting down the football team. You're gonna be ready to kill her and choke her up. Look, he looking like, oh, that shit ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. It can happen, bruh.
Yeah.
The toughest of the toughest dads have, but you have to show her. You have to show your daughter what to look for in a man. And the mama has to show her, you know what I'm saying, how to be soft. All of this men and women equality, yo, let me tell you something. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't. I cook his dinner.
That part.
Some of my friends talk shit to me right now to this day because I fix my man's. I cook dinner. I fix his plate. Wherever he is in the house, I'm bringing it to him.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's not, but it's a lost art, though. These young girls don't know about that. That's a lost art.
And King
We got to teach them.
So let me ask you something real quick, ladies. Just the ladies. And you can step into that if you want to. So why is it so hard for women to understand that everybody is somewhat settling to some extent? Like, for instance, your husband might not have been your first choice. So, boom, I'm going to go ahead and go with him because I see some things in him that I do like and I'm comfortable with it. So let me roll with it. But when a man points out that he's somewhat settling, it becomes a problem, a bigger problem for the woman when she finds out.
I think for me, I think that these are adult conversations. I think that when you really seriously talk to your partner, it's rare that, I'm not going to say that it never happens, because I have a friend who's with her high school sweetheart. She's, they've been happily married for 30 years, but it's rare. So absolutely. I know that I'm not his first, but I'm his right now. And I'm his most important, and I'm what matters. So I'm not upset by what came before me. Now, if something happens right now, then we have an issue. And I don't feel like he's settling for me. I feel like this is where the roads have led us. This is where destiny has put us and meant for us to be. I'm not going to say he settled or I settled. You could be head over heels in love with somebody and they're not right for you. And you don't get that. So you feel like, well, listen, I done dated some guys that done had some money and they done had everything together. But me, I'm a feelings person. And if I'm not really feeling you like that, then you could check all of the other boxes. But this right here is not going to work. With mine, it was, I was like, I really don't want to talk to him. Like, I don't want to do this. It was the pursuance. It was getting to know him. It was understanding our differences and accepting them. He's not perfect, nor am I, but I am happy. And I can't say that I'm settling by no means at all. Is he my first love? No, but he's my right now love. And I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Okay. So, Nate, what about you?
I don't think that you settle either. I feel like you might not know. You know, initially, what you have this mind, like, I know there's a lot of women that have these standards. Like, I'm not gonna say I had standards like that. I didn't have standards that were super, super, super high, and I'm like, oh, he gotta have this, gotta have that. Did I have a vision of it being like that? Absolutely. But I've always dated the nerd guy, probably. I've also dated men that were street men that had money, and they were not what I thought that I wanted. So I've dated different types. So for me to say settling, I don't think it's settling. I think that you find out what you actually want versus what you think you want. And then when you find out what you want, you stick with that. So if that makes any sense.
Okay. That's what's up. I mean, I was looking at one of the comments, and D. Nicole said, I think that the issue comes in when the term settle is used versus compromise or sacrifice. I agree.
I agree.
And
I agree with that, yeah.
he also said that the better question is why settling seems a bad thing. And it's not. It's really not. Like, everybody does it. People do it all the time. Like, I see it often. And you, like, let's take Lizzo for an example, right? She's trying to pull off this whole body positivity thing, right? But have you noticed, now, I don't listen to Lizzo's music, right? But I don't see a problem with her either. Like, I don't care about her being big and none of that. But what was brought to my attention was that she was in a video on loving on like Tyson Bedford type dude. You know what I'm saying? He built up and all of that. Now, why is it that you're a big girl, which is fine. How come you ain't got Rick Ross in your video? Why you ain't rubbing on his flabby chest? You know what I'm saying? If it's supposed to be positive, all of it, body positivity, how come it's only seen the other way around and not the whole way? Like,
Double standard.
That's one of those ones that just ain't a fair situation.
Yeah, and
Like, it's for the women, it's empowerment for big women. You know what I mean? Not for that. Big dude.
There's some women out there who absolutely love big men.
It's always you gotta lose weight, you gotta get in shape and this and that and third. But a woman, she can be big and it's all right. Or saying this is a movement. I don't have no problem with big women at all. I think big women are beautiful.
It's some women that absolutely love big men, just like it's some men who absolutely love big women. I have been on the bigger spectrum. I have been on the smaller spectrum. It is about health. Like, you know, I'm not going to say because you're bigger that you're not healthy, but what I will say is that is a factor to consider in any relationship that you go into. It's definitely a factor to consider, but it's a double standard in that particular aspect. Lizzo don't want to be bumping bellies with another dude, you know what I'm saying? She want to feel them abs. But I've heard many people come for her, but If you've noticed, maybe in the past, maybe year, Lizzo has a workout clothing line that has come out. She has been working out herself. So I'm going to say, give it a couple more years, guys. Lizzo's going to be skinny. Y'all going to be able to see all her neck.
I always go.
Yeah, is it after so long?
Monique was that same way. She was always a big woman, this big woman, empowerment.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
But media, so as from an entertainment side of it, they push that image on you. Like, I could go and do a photo shoot. They're going to Photoshop the fuck out of it to make me seem smaller and thinner, because apparently that is more appealing to men. Or they're going to give me big, huge, stupid boobs with a big, dumb booty, because that's more appealing to men, instead of just being me. Just being natural. And you don't have Cardi B just did a photo shoot not too long ago where she showed you the difference in her natural. Like, everybody walking around here thinking Cardi B banging. Cardi B has cellulite too. So does a lot of these other stars, that you see. We just, we have to fall in love and love people for exactly who they are. Just who they are. Like, not the magazine covers and not all of that. Like, let's go back to Black Wall Street when dressing was important, the way that you dress, the way that you carried yourself, not how naked you are or how big your breasts are, how big your butt are, who skinny, who fat. Like, we have enough dividing us already, and I think that that's just another way to divide us.
Mm-hmm.
What's another issue that you have with double standards other than what you already mentioned? Wait, before you even answer that, I'm gonna give you an example of me having double standards. I'm all cool with seeing two women together. I don't necessarily have a problem with two men. Love who you love, but I would rather see two women. That's just me. I feel like women look more appealing together. Y'all got more curves. Y'all got nice hands. Y'all got nice feet. Most of y'all, at least. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, okay, I get that. I understand that. My visual, the way my brain is set up, the way God got me wired, two women, perfectly acceptable. Just don't understand the stakes. I'm
gonna answer your question with a question. Is it really the way that God has your brain wired, or is it the way that society has wired your brain? Is it the way the things that you see on TV? Is it because when we were coming up, you didn't see a lot of men on men. You occasionally saw women with women, but you didn't see men on men like you do today, right? So, when I
think it's society, because you know what? Growing up, when the gay stuff started, in my era, it was low key. If a dude was gay, you didn't know about it. And the women, you knew they was gay because they dressed like dudes. You know what I'm saying? So when they dress like dudes, you see the girls that dress like dudes messing with the girls that look regular, you know what I'm saying, like girly, feminine. So I didn't even see the whole sexy girl on girl stuff until way later, until I got older. I started to see two girly girls together like in my late 20s. Because at first it was the thing to have the girl that looked like a boy and then the regular girl. That's how I always seen it up until my late 20s. Like,
there's so many different names now. I can't keep up. I try.
You see more of the stud women with the feminine women, and I think that's what turned me off of that. I didn't like it.
see, but
I was just like, it's flat. Might be a dude, might be a dude.
Yeah.
Might be a woman. It's no different. The look of it is no different from, outside looking in. So it's like, why don't you just get a dude? But
yeah.
the men on men thing,
But see, when I started seeing pretty girls out together, I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. And that's like, if you want to put society in there, then that's when I can say that. But it wasn't even on TV. It was like in real life.
it was different to me because it made sense. It makes sense for a girly girl and a girly girl. That makes more sense than on a homosexual level.
Yeah, we have a homosexual
that makes more sense. But when you see a girl that's feminine and a girl that's butch or tomboyish or stud, or however you want to put it, basically a man, it just, that kills the whole
Right.
So
we have a mutual friend, right? And I asked her one day, I said, listen, I don't understand like what path you on as far as you being gay goes, but tell me, what makes you want to mess around with other women? She straight up said, I like titties. That was it. That was the end of it. So at that point, when I started seeing her out and about with different girls that wasn't studs, I'm like, damn, okay, now I get it. So life is a double standard, basically. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got they do's and don'ts, but it won't really add up to any type of fairness in some ways.
Yeah.
So, Nate, what about you? What's your double standard?
Sorry, I'm laughing at Richard.
No. He said the biggest double standard is saying the kids don't need to see that when same-sex scenes are on. People say that when it's men on women.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, yeah.
I choose not to let my children watch either because it's enough going on in the world. And the last thing, like, so I told my stepdaughter when she was interested in sex, like, yo, sex is very addictive, right? So she's 19 now, but at this time she was 15, right? And she was concerned. She was talking, had some questions or whatever about it. And you have to be open and honest with kids these days because they can Google anything and look at anything. However, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be the parent to let them sit there and watch it either way. Like, yo, they don't look at that. So I try to really monitor the things that they look at anyway. Oh, absolutely. They cannot watch P-Valley. Absolutely. I barely watched it.
yeah, that was bad.
I watched the first season, I was done after that.
I watched a minute of that shit. I watched the commercial and said, nope, not for me at all. It's somebody going to do.
Listen, let me tell you something. I I don't like women. I'm not into women. I think that women are very beautiful in their own way. I feel like if you do that, you do it. I don't shun gay men either. You do it, you do it, but definitely don't want to see it. I mean, the women on women scenes, it still make me uncomfortable when I'm watching something and they're doing it, but the gay men sex scenes is a little bit over the top for me. I really, when I saw P-Valley, I wasn't expecting it. I was warned, but I was like, how? I'm thinking that it was going to be like to the point where you just see something, you're like, oh, okay. They did something kind of make you like, but no, this was different.
It was different.
It was something that I was not expecting to see on television. That's number one. I noticed even now, not even just P-Valley. I mean, I'm going to come back to that, but I've noticed that they're showing men penises a lot more now. And it's okay, right? Because when I was younger, I was like, well, I don't see no dick. I'm going to say dick. I'm like, I never see no dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm always seeing titties, vagina, But then when they start showing, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's really weird for me. So then I started, when I see P-Valley, and I'm like, is that a penis? And I was like, okay. Then when it started into the sex scenes, I was like, wow. I had to fast forward. I had to walk away. I couldn't sit there and just watch it and be like. So the people that's doing it, I don't know what kind of where your man is, because that shit was crazy. That shit, I feel like that'll just do something to anybody. Not make you or something, but make you feel some type of way, or what's going on in the world that you're putting this on TV. Who wrote this? Who wanted to act this out? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that these men are not gay. I can't see that. It's something there somewhere, because there is no way these scenes that you're acting out, you ain't doing it. Or you ain't thought about it. I just can't.
Now, I got a question for y'all. You know, we got a few more minutes left. I watched this interview with Kevin Gates and Carisha, young Miami or whatever, and he said something very prevalent to me. And I asked this question before. People act like they were scared as shit to answer. So I'm gonna ask y'all: do y'all believe that the world will be a better place if more men, like if y'all saw the interview, or if y'all didn't, I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said, "I don't give a fuck about who you fucking, right? Because I know you're gonna come back to me." In so many words, I'm paraphrasing. If you do you think if most men and most women thought the same way, relationships will last longer and go better?
You really like be in a relationship and you cheat or you step out.
Yeah, yeah.
I just know you coming home.
No.
I wouldn't be in a relationship.
Okay.
Just fuck that.
Exactly.
I'm too selfish.
Fuck,
I'm not
exactly.
sharing shit
Okay.
when it comes to my woman.
Oh.
I'm sharing her. So I might as well just be sitting and get a dog down.
Okay. You?
I agree, Lo. Hell no. It's a no. It's a fucking no. I'm selfish. I want my man to myself. I don't want to share my man. Ain't no you gonna go out and it's gonna be a better place. Society's gonna be a better place. If I'm out here doing it. What if I get more niggas than you get bitches?
Right. Then how you gonna feel? You gonna go, oh, well, damn, they damn.
She a bust down. She a bust down.
Yeah. Or I'm going out every day and you only able to make it out once a week or once a month, but I got a different nigga. You not gonna have to be dealing with that. No.
So competition, like, oh shit, she got two niggas.
Right.
I don't agree with that either. I don't agree. And I love Kevin Gates. I'm not really sure where his head is as of late. He has truly been out. The sex with the cousin and all of that is he's been on one. But no, I feel like when you and I decided to commit to each other, it's you and I at this point. If you wanted to be out here, then I'm with you guys. Let's be out here, boo, because I can play this game just as well as you can if this is what you want to do. But once we say I do, baby, it's I do for life. Like I ain't talking about it. I tell mine all the time, you stuck with me.
Now I'll say this. Prior to me elevating my mind, I would have went with the same shit Kevin Gates was on. But now that I actually got somebody that I give a fuck about wholeheartedly, kill a nigga for, kill a bitch for, like, I don't wanna go that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. You know, I finally got somebody that keeps me good, like to the point where I've not only elevated my mind, I've elevated my spirit. I'm good, and I don't want that from nobody else. Because if I can have that from multiple women, then what's special about what I got right now? You feel me? So I'm good where I'm at. So but that mindset would have been there prior to my wife. Real shit.
To Kevin Gates, though, he only feels like it's just sex. Like to him, it's it's nothing else. Like he feels like he builds, he gives his heart, his everything to, at the time, I guess, his wife, and everything else is just sex. But as Austin Powers said, you can't put your mojo on everybody, and you may not have thought that you put your mojo on them, but that was the best that she ever had. So now she around here loco. You know what I'm saying? And that is just a hard thing for me. First, females is killing niggas these days.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no weapons. They kill them. They not playing. Listen, if you don't want to be, as a matter of fact, I can't even say, find out a little about her before you date, because you these days it's too risky for me. For me, it's too risky because people crazy. Like, you just don't know. I'm a water this grass right here because I know what this grass about. I ain't worried about that grass over there. I'm good. Thank you.
Come on.
So, well, we got a couple more. Well, actually, we got one more minute to listen. What y'all got to say on close out?
Okay, Devon, go ahead. You're a guest, so go ahead and close out. What you got to say?
Oh, no, I appreciate you guys so much for having me. Thank you. This was very, very fun. I normally don't be on social media like this, so I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on as well. Oh, and listen, before you go, tell people where to check out your
And
Yeah,
where to
let us
follow
know
you?
where to follow you.
Yeah.
So follow me, Devonna Marie, pretty much on all platforms. It may have a double E at the end of Marie. There's nothing out as of yet. I have a band now, so right now we're doing covers, but I am trying to get into that space where I can write. So if you know a writer, inbox me. I'm always looking for new material. I'm not selfish in that aspect.
We
Definitely.
appreciate you, and everybody in the comments, we appreciate y'all for
So
sure.
we'll close it out and get my final take. You know what I'm saying? You can say your piece or whatnot. I just want to get it out of the way first. Me, I'm pretty sure there's some viewers that may feel the same way as me. Fuck double standards. Shit don't mean nothing. At all. So real man, you don't give a fuck about double standards because we know as men, this world is unfucking fair. And that's just
Definitely.
what it is. Women more so like them will pay attention to double standards because a lot of them want to be men. That's just my opinion. Now, for example, you can't, a woman can go gay and come back home. A man can't.
No.
It's unfair, right? That's just the way it is. That's what I'm saying. Those standards don't care about
For me, like I said earlier, man, life is a double standard. We living in it, and we living in it every day. You know, so it don't matter which way you go. There's gonna be some type of obstacle where there is gonna be a double standard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the double standard comes with pretty privilege or whatever. You know, a lot of people don't talk about that, but it comes with it. It comes with it. That might be a topic. So that's my take on it. Go ahead, man.
I agree with you, B and Low, both. You know, I agree with both of you guys. But sometimes now, after we, had this discussion, I'm thinking double standards sometimes could be beneficial. Sometimes, I don't agree with them all the time, but then it's in certain situations where they may be beneficial to people, and they could be necessary. You know how they say haters are necessary. You know, is it right? No, like Lo said, it's not. The world isn't fair, so no. But then there's times where it will, like you said, somebody beautiful, this might work in her favor or his favor, be fine. We got this, so it could work out. I don't have any double standard issues going against me right now, so I'm not bothered too much by it. But we want to hear more from you guys. You can still comment. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all let us know how y'all feel because we still want to hear you. Okay?
Okay. Devonna?
I told y'all earlier, I'm pretty much like Lo said, like most of the double standards, it is whatever we do. We just live in a world that's just fucked up. However, like I told my friend the other day, yes, women can absolutely go gay. A man cannot. Not with me. I'm not cool with that. No, once you dip out, you're out. You can never come back to me.
At all. Don't call.
Everybody, thank
Don't.
you for joining Uncomfortable Combos. Join us next Tuesday. The topic is going to be what to do when you fall out of love. 8 o'clock. We out of here, y'all.
Love that.
D.